Okay, and we are live or unlisted, so there's no one in the chat yet, but people who are watching back will be able to hear this. So hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Let me pull up this link for you and get us all set up here, ready to go.
Chicago, Illinois, 7:45 in Chicago.
Oh yeah. Bright and early for this AFI match.
Too early.
Yeah, I bet.
But I tell you what, last week was a lot of fun, and I'm sure the lads enjoyed it, except for the final score. But scoring against a college team from the U.S., props from the U.S., a lot of good things happened last week, so it was fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, I wasn't there as well. I wasn't able to join you, but was a really interesting game. I heard a lot about it, and I heard the guys learned a lot. So, absolutely, beneficial for both parties.
I would just mention that obviously a lot of the Mavericks starters on offense were not there. They were away with the Irish national team, which was just bad timing for a big, a big match like that. Not to have a lot of your starters there wasn't ideal.
Absolutely. If we get this set up here, though, we won't have kickoff for another 12 minutes at least.
Well, if I pull it up and have it just in the background, will that bother the stream, do you think, or no?
No, it won't bother the stream. Just make sure the audio's off so that guys aren't getting two sources of audio, so they're not getting mine and yours.
Yeah.
Or if you want to turn audio on, make sure you have headphones on. Other than that, we should be good to go here. I don't want to have you in the dark completely. And yeah, the stream goes in and out at times. Shouldn't go in and out too much, though. Shouldn't go in and out too much. If you're good to go, I'm good to go. We're ready to take this public. You good to go?
I'm looking at the Louth Mavericks YouTube channel, and right now I don't see it. What am I clicking on?
Nothing. Just refresh the page now, and it should be there for you. We are live.
You got it. Let's go.
We are live, and we are public. Let's go. Again, we have the stream dropping in and out.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Lost the connection. It's coming back. I'm with you there. It appears. Lost the connection. It's coming back. I'm with you there. It appears. Lost the connection. It's coming back. I'm with you there. It appears. Lost the connection. It's coming.
Okay, hold on. Your okay, audio's like hold on. Your hold on. There we go. Got it fixed. Should be all right now.
Just let me know.
Yeah, we're all good.
And it appears, just so I might add, that all of our players from last week who were not available are back today. So our offense should be hitting on all cylinders today.
Yeah, absolutely. Louth Mavericks expecting nothing but a win from this one, to be completely honest. Currently undefeated so far in the AFI, and obviously looking to continue that against the Craigavon team, who have been up and down so far this season. So yeah, absolutely looking to keep their streak alive.
I'd say the boys are trying to get rid of that taste that's still in their mouth from last weekend. Against a super opponent, and only going to improve the AFI across the country, and across into the U.S. That was the second game that I have had the pleasure of being a part of. The first game I was there live with Ty and Greg and his brother, and Dan scored a touchdown in that game as well. So I believe that was the second touchdown that was scored against college opponents by an Irish team, if I'm not mistaken.
Something to be proud of. Absolutely something to be proud of. Of course, I don't think anyone expected the Mavericks to get a win last week, but it's not about victories really, it's about learning and improving. And I think that's certainly something that the team achieved.
And one of those things that I really liked, Ben, was the throw from Ty, the catch, but then the continuation to score the touchdown last weekend. It was a hell of a play.
Yeah, making the effort on yards after catch. Dotting I's and crossing T's, making sure that no detail is left unnoticed. Hopefully they'll be able to carry... Sorry, go ahead.
How are you, Josh?
I was just going to ask, is that Big Dom 55 right there in the center, well, to the right of my screen?
I sure think it is. Let me actually get the player list up, but I believe it is.
I think that is Dom.
It certainly is. You can see him from a mile off.
Ready to go today. Let's go, boys.
Dom, one of the 4 captains, walking across the field alongside David Lynch. And Alex Sims going across there as well. It was game time here in Newry for this one. I think it's in Newry anyway.
I was just going to ask you, it appears to be an away match.
Sure does.
It looks like overcast day, so a great day for football, if I'm honest.
Perfect weather, it sure looks like. So
And
we head
I'm
into
going to
this
ask
one.
you, Ben, real quick, we've got our running back today, correct? Number 10.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. Absolutely. One of the MVPs so far of the season for the Louth Mavericks, Finn O'Donovan. It's absolutely exceptional. In particular in the first and the second game. In his first match playing Premier Division football, he hurdled a grown man, which is quite frankly unbelievable. One of the feats of the season, and it happened in game 1. That will continue on. Obviously, we expect to see a lot more from Finn as time goes on, but he's an incredible talent. One of the best backfield runners that the AFI has seen in a long time.
He's a heck of a talent, and really missed him last week against, a team where we could have used, obviously, a running game in general, and Ty could have used the extra time back there last week. So a tough week not to have your full complement of players last week against a really good opponent.
Absolutely, and he would have been sore to miss it as well. Like we've been saying so far, it's a learning opportunity for everyone involved. So it would have been a sore one for him to miss as well. You see both teams heading into the huddle now too. Mavericks and the Cowboys. We're going to be kicking off here very, very shortly. Just a word on the competitiveness of the AFI Premier Division currently. Mavericks are currently 4-0. They're 4-1 in all games after that loss against the American college team. But the Belfast Trojans are currently top of the division, 6-0 currently, scoring 287 points and conceding a mere 34 after 6 games. That is relentless. We'll be playing against the Trojans very, very shortly. We pull up the halftime menu here. You can see our current game against the Cowboys. Playing against them another week before our home match against the Trojans. A showdown of what could be our league final in a couple of weeks. Could be a prelude to that. You see the teams coming out of the huddles. We're ready to play some American football here.
Let's go, boys. Exciting stuff. The Trojans playing damn good football this year. Man, putting up points almost on every possession.
Absolutely. Craigavon have been the antithesis of that. Currently 0-5 so far in the Premier Division. Cork Admirals managing to get a win over them recently as well. The Cowboys effectively needing a result against an undefeated Mavericks team to survive in this Premier Division, which is going to be a tough task for them, an uphill battle to say the least. But they are fighters. They'll give it their best shot.
Indeed, and this is one of those games where you have an excellent team in the Mavericks back in the Shamrock Division looking to go to the playoff after a loss against an American team. If I'm the Cowboys, this is going to be a tough day.
I'd have to second that as well. Absolutely. It looks like the Cowboys are going to be kicking off first here. We're going to see the Mavericks offense on the field. To start off, we'll talk about the running of Finn O'Donovan, the throwing of Ty Henry. The dual threat of the Mavericks offense. But first we have a kick return to deal with. Mavericks receive it deep in their own territory, heading right, trying to find space down the sideline and finding a gap, continuing the run, potentially onwards. And haul over the line around the 35 to 40 yard line. Hell of a return from the Mavericks, and this is excellent field position.
And I expect a home run right off the bat here. To bring in some baseball analogies into American football. Sorry.
No, I'd have to second that as well. Yeah, the Mavericks set up really, really nicely here for their first possession.
Number 2 looking to do what he does.
Mavericks coming out in spread formation. We've got 2 receivers on the left-hand side here. Let's see if Henry finds him. Drops back looking for the throw. Throwing over the middle. He's got a man. It's over the head. It's a wide open receiver there, and I think Henry took a knock.
Wasn't able to step into that throw. Yep, absolutely. Good pressure by the Cowboys on defense. Hopefully Ty can shake that off.
I'm sure he can, of course. Apparently, the Cowboys are missing 16 players today, according to one of the guys in the chat. Thank you very much. But that's rough for the Cowboys, especially when they need a win coming up against this Mavericks team and they're down extra players. It's not going to help. Henry takes another snap. It's a toss to the left. It's going to be O'Donovan trying to carve his way through. The Cowboys defense has space down the left sideline. Hold out of bounds for a big gain. And we're going to be moving the chains here for the Mavericks. This offense is beginning to click already in this first quarter here.
Getting back to do what they do, churning up yards on the ground. Anytime you make the defense play sideline to sideline, which is what Finn does at his best, you're going to tire them out early, and you're going to allow Ty to sit back there and do what he does, and that's find receivers down the field.
Absolutely, that's absolutely true. Especially at the start of this league campaign, the Mavericks were struggling a little bit with their passing game, but over the last game or two, it's really been clicking. Finn was shouldering a lot of the responsibility in those first couple of games. The run game was relentless, to be completely honest, but the Mavericks have started to diversify their offense to great effect. You see Connor Keeley running off the field there with the water. Good man, Connor. Keep the team hydrated. Got to be done. Someone has to do it. Did you hear Zito? He's on a major contract. Connor Keeley's got a 5-year, $250 million contract from the Mavericks.
I'd love to hear that. Let's go. Let's go. I'm coming back to Ireland next week.
I think we all would if we were getting paid that much. I don't blame you whatsoever.
I'd go flight tomorrow. Let's go. Here we go, Ty.
Run up the middle from O'Donovan. Hold down by his ankles, but it's a nice gain again for the Mavericks.
There should be a first and goal here coming up now.
If it's not, it's damn close.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be a 2nd and 3 here for the Mavericks.
Okay.
Henry under
goal from the field.
Yeah, Henry under center. He's going to hand it off to Finn. It's another run up the middle, colliding defenders. Big hit.
Kick off down here.
But it's going to work out, and I think they're moving the chains again. This is going to be a 1st and goal.
Okay, take this.
The Cowboys, with a depleted defense, have definitely showed up and are laying the wood so far, but deep in their own territory.
Yeah, unafraid to land blows, unafraid to make a stand, but the Mavericks are currently rolling. Can they convert this drive here? Bit of backfield movement from O'Donovan. He's going to be held by Henry there, I believe. I'm not sure. Was it thrown into the end zone? I'm not sure.
Appears to be a sack.
I think it does. I'm not quite sure.
Ty's coming off the field, and it looks like a change of possession. You know we're not kicking a field goal here.
It must have been a touchdown on the previous play. I'm actually not sure. The quality is so poor.
And apologies from Ben and I. We can't quite figure out what happened there.
If anyone in the chat knows what's going on, please do let us know. But I think we can maybe go under the assumption that was a converted 2-point attempt. Was a TD and that was a 2-point. Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Nate the Great in the chat. That's why he's Nate the Great. It's 8-0 to the Mavericks. Now, the Cowboys have only scored 24 points on offense all year across all of their games. So you'd have to imagine that if the Mavericks can pull away to a lead here, their defense should do enough to secure the win. But we're still very much, in the early game here.
Mavericks get-right game. We call it a get-right game. Let's get back on defense and let's do what we do. Pressure the quarterback and get some sacks.
Love that. It's a war cry from Zito. Let's see if the Mavericks can heed the instruction. It's going to be a very light kick. Are you going to be recovered here by the Mavs? Surely it is. There's a dog pile on the ball. The referee's going to clear it up. And the Mavericks have recovered the football.
Let's go, boys. Here we go.
And the offense comes back out onto the field for the Mavericks. That is a sloppy mistake from a Cowboys team that, quite frankly, can't afford to give up much of them.
I can't quite tell the number of who recovered that football, but definitely Mavericks football. Here we go.
And I'm feeling a deep ball here from Henry. I don't know what's making me say that, but I'm just feeling it. I could be completely wrong. I am only the commentator, but
I coached him for 4
Henry
years,
takes
and
the...
I still don't know what he's doing.
It is a deep ball. I'm a genius. It's going to be called and in for a touchdown. Oh, it's biblical.
Change of possession. Let's go at him. Take their throat. Love it.
And that's 14-0 to the Mavericks. Ball caught there. And just about reaching to the end zone.
Yep. Stepped into it. Good throw. Touchdown.
In the bucket from Henry. Let's see if they can go for 2 here. Last week they went for a 1-point field goal for the first time this season. It was blocked and run back for 2 points by the other team. Seems like the Mavericks have learned their lesson, going for 2-point conversions only here. And Henry takes a snap. It's going to be a pitch to the right, surely to O'Donovan, who I think has the space, and he wanders into the end zone. Beautiful. It's 2-point conversion for the Mavericks. Score is 16-0.
Great start for the Mavericks, and definitely not what the Cowboys wanted to see. 16-0 down early.
Absolutely. We're going to have another kickoff here. See if the Mavs can recover this one as well. What kind of
they go for it.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's no way they do that twice. It depends on what minds are back there cooking up these things, but my goodness.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what kind of advice would you give for players on kickoff when they're returning, in the Cowboys situation? What's the best way for them to lock down the ball and make sure those kind of turnovers don't happen again?
Well, you flat out, you have to pay attention. It doesn't matter what point of the game it's in. This is an early game, and obviously the Mavericks took a chance there by doing what they did. But field position wins the football game. And right there, the Mavericks took a shot early. The Cowboys were not prepared. So they have to lock in, down 16-0.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Can the Cowboys manage to do that? Are they going to lock in? It's fielded and immediately crunched. Swarmed by the Mavericks, and now the Maverick defense is going to come onto the field. Let's see the first of them this year, or this game, I should say.
Listen, as commentators, it's our job to try to stay neutral, but this was a get-right game for the Mavericks, and it's only started that way. The Cowboys are in deep trouble here if they can't get something going.
Absolutely. There's no better get-right game to have either than against the Cowboys currently in the Premier Division, considering their current form. It's a bit of momentum for the Mavericks to build heading into a massive game against the Trojans in 2 weeks. They play against the Cowboys, though, again next week. It'll be a game that's also live on this channel as well. If you want to watch it, it will be here for you.
I have to say that was a bit of a cheeky kick again, I think. And the Mavericks were looking to see what they could get, but here we go.
Yeah, you're right. They absolutely were. Trying to take whatever they could get.
And I think, listen, real quick, you put up the schedule earlier, the game against the Dublin Rebels. That won't be made up, will it not?
I don't think so. I think we just add into the playoffs from there. or
Okay.
some sort of, maybe some game later on. I'm not quite sure.
Such a big game that the fans are looking forward to seeing. I know that the press is looking forward to covering that game. Mid-season would have been one heck of a ball game.
Yeah, really would have been. Really would have been. It's a shame to not have it, but we're going to have big games this season anyway as we head into playoff football, which is always very, very exciting. I can't wait, actually, for playoff football and some competitiveness back and forth here for the Mavericks. Yet to really, really be challenged on field in the AFI so far, but obviously we expect turbulence to come.
Get down on it for fun. Let's go. Let's go defense.
Speaking of which, let's see this Mavericks defense in action. Quarterback's going to take the snap and drop back, looking for a pass. He's going to toss it down the right sideline, but it goes incomplete.
Hey, corner, now, Pat. Come over here. You play corner right now.
Cornerbacks on tight. Quick. Let's go. DB's corner.
10 times this week. They're going to throw a fade to the
So, Ben, are we looking at third here? It looks like third and long, tell me.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a third and mid after the run on first down. Not certain. But we'll see here. This VO camera is not being very complicit right now.
I'm going to guess about third and 5, third and 6 here.
I think you're onto something, Zito.
Lock in, boy. Here we go, Joey.
And I say the boys are looking for a bitter revenge for that. Here we go.
Let's see this defense at work. It's going to be a fourth down now for the Cowboys after that pass goes incomplete, I would imagine, or stuffed to some degree. Mavericks seemed disappointed in some way. Must have been an interception opportunity that was dropped or something along those lines.
Always love to see the quarterback down the field, pointing at his defense, getting them all fired up.
Yeah, it's leadership, you know. It's the qualities that you don't see in many other sports, the power and the impact of the quarterback position across all areas of the game. Not only on the field, but off it as well. It's those kind of leadership traits that really make a difference.
First in the building, last to leave, all day.
The American has arrived.
And now the Mavs are going to return another kick. So it's going to be a punt though from the Cowboys. Unfortunately not able to get anything going for their offense. Well, let's see if the Mavs can return. They had a very successful kick return to start off the game. See if they can match that here.
For me, it's always exciting just to go back to what's working. So I expect it. Number 10 getting the football, and if not, hide it to, hopefully get outside of the pocket, move around a little bit, because the Cowboys have put a bit of pressure inside. So if you get that pressure inside, have time to move outside of the pocket and get some throws on the move here.
Absolutely. Mixing it up a little bit on offense, not even concerned too much about this game, but future games as well. You want to kind of, yes, shore this game up, get the win, but also prepare for your entire schedule, Seasons are marathons, not sprints, so.
Great point there. Listen, put it on tape, but get some plays in that you might, as you said, use down the road here.
Let's see if we can get any of that from the Mavericks now. As this VO camera swings back around. It's very dipped today, actually. It's kind of going straight into the floor, which is not ideal. I'll have to have words. Someone's going to get their head chewed off. Oh well. Henry under center, handing it off. It's going to be a run up the middle, diving past tackles and making it past the first down, and a little bit more still on his feet here. Diving right to the left-hand side, plenty of space, and he's going to be in for a touchdown.
Just what we talked about, the boys getting the ball early, the line doing their job, creating holes.
It's relentless.
And listen, showing why he's the best running back in the country in Ireland right now. Bar none.
Absolutely. Is he in for a touchdown? I can't tell. This VO camera is, once again, facing straight into the floor here.
Tough to tell, but one has to run either way. You're right, with the video looking straight at the floor.
That's true, it was a hell of a run. It looks like Finn was hauled down prior to the end zone. So they're not quite in yet. I thought he'd bounce around to the left and skirted past the defense. See what happens here though with Henry. Again under center. It's going to be another handoff. It's going to be another good run from Finn. It's going to be hauled down prior to the end zone again, but another great yard gainer.
We'll see if Todd gets into the bag here a little bit and comes up with something. You love giving it back to the back that got you there, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And Ty is a big fan of, you know, appreciating the back that got you there.
Kickoff ready. Kickoff, you ready?
High formation.
See if the Mavs can make good here again against the Cowboys. Or let's at least hear it from the cheers of the crowd.
Getting to the line very quickly, not letting the defense set up. Love to see it.
Henry's going to throw to the left-hand side. And it's going to be caught based on the cheers of the crowd. Very, very sorry for what's going on with the video camera. It's kind of having a moment here. Temperamental at the best of times.
Right back to the line for 2 points.
And as the Mavs defense comes onto the field, I believe it's going to be 24-0 for Louth Mavericks.
Something about the overcast day today makes it feel like just a great day to play football in Ireland.
Absolutely. We've had some hot days recently. On the island, but yeah, an overcast day, nothing better, especially with all those pads and all that gear.
That's it.
Don't know how you guys do it over in America, especially down south.
Lots of water. No more 2 days. They're illegal now, I think.
It's probably for the best.
That's it. And now these guys are getting paid in college, so it's always fun now.
You calling them pretty boys? They don't have to do 2 a days and now they get paid. They have it easy.
Well, listen, isn't that right, though? The NCAA has made way too much money, though, so good for them. And between you and I, Ben, and this is just going to be a commentating speech here, but I would love to see some sports in Ireland, including hurling, maybe just give back to the communities. And I know they do, but those lads give up a lot to play those sports that they love. And it's all amateur sports. None of them are getting paid. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, we will. That's an interesting discussion and debate to be having. It's a bit of a hot topic. It's a bit of a touchy subject. It can be a touchy subject, I should say. But it is definitely a conversation worth having.
I was over there for 11 years. You know that yourself. A lot of these topics back and forth. And personally, I do think it may take away from the passion of the game and all the rest of it. And now in college football in America, a lot of these lads are changing teams, and there's no more of that loyalty involved. So I understand why hurling and Gaelic football and all the rest of it does what they do. And it's a 50-50 split for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
If the Cowboys can get something going.
It's going to be a run up the middle. It's going to be stuffed by the Mavericks. Cowboys just struggling to make things click on offense, but they are getting moments. They had a fade down the right touchline with a little bit of space. It was left a little bit lax by the Mavericks defense. They had a gap there on the kick return as well.
Momentum is such a big piece of sports in general, but when you have a play like that you can make down the sideline, you really have to complete that pass early.
Absolutely agree. You've got to take advantage of every opportunity you get against this Mavericks team. It's going to be a run to the right here for the Cowboys. It's going to be hauled down. It's going to be a 3rd and mid, I think, for the Cowboys here.
They have a chance to change field position here, which, you know, is a small thing, but it is something at this point, first quarter.
Here, turn down, let's get live, boys.
Let's go,
Because defense off the field and high-handed Mavericks offense off the field.
Oh, we're hearing the Mavericks sideline loud and clear, trying to get their defense a win. It's going to be a deep ball, and it's going to be overshot from the receiver.
Returners get ready, returners get ready, returners get ready, returners get ready. You good for punt?
It's going to be 4th down now for the Cowboys. Are they going to punt? It seems like it. Returners are getting on the field. In the backfield there, we've got Finn O'Donovan and we've got Brandon Poulon. Or Brandon Poulin, I should say. But maybe it is Poulon, he is Canadian.
Another chance for the Cowboys, maybe to flip field position here. We'll see if they looked at all sides of the ball. Kicking is a very important part.
Calls from the Mavericks sideline that the Cowboys QB is in. I'm not sure what that is for, because it does look like they're going to be punting here. Is it going to be fake? It's not. Ball's going to be up in the air and it's bouncing. It's going to be caught and going to be returned by Brandon Poulin. Down the right-hand sideline, escaping defenders. Escaping a lot of defenders. And he might be gone the whole way here.
That's what I'm talking about! And he just got it!
Return for the touchdown.
That's a soul-crushing one for the Cowboys, especially after a tough offensive drive. Not sure it's a touchdown, so I'm not going to update the scoreboard just yet.
Long way to go. Stay switched on.
If I'm not mistaken, that would be the first for the Mavericks this year on a kickoff.
That would be pretty impressive.
On a punt. Great move once the punt returner took the football. Great little step back. What a return.
This VO camera is temperamental.
To say the least.
Yeah. It's being a real challenge, but I think that was in. There's a flag down now on the field. But I'm gonna give the Mavericks an extra 6 points on the scoreboard and just hope it's correct. Oops, hello. I accidentally switched to the halftime monitor. We got a couple of games coming up. Big game in 2 weeks against the Trojans. It's going to be a huge one. It's going to be on June 13th, so very, very exciting.
What a big game. What a big game. Anytime you're playing the defending champ and you're just back in the Premier Division, a chance to just really show what you're all about, and I think the Mavericks will have no problem doing that. What a big game. It's really, for me, it's a chance to show you what's going to be in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Especially a team with the quality of the Trojans and the quality of the Mavericks. Even though they got promoted last year, the Louth Mavericks have been punching above their weight. So it's going to be a game of high quality. It's going to be a game of moments. Hopefully a successful game for the Mavericks, obviously. Mavericks offense on the field here, though. There's a little bit of pre-snap motion I can see out of the corner of the screen, but I can't see much else because the VO camera is zooming in on blades of grass. Which is
we're doing the best we can to keep you informed.
Yeah.
The pitch looks great, Dad.
Tell you what, the groundsman has done an absolutely cracking job because that pitch looks stunning. Cheers from the sideline imply that a 2-pointer went in, so we'll call it 32. But yeah, I'll tell you what. For this episode of...
Ben, after 6 months out of the country, let me ask you. So the Cowboys won D1 2 years ago and came up to the Premier Division. Is that correct? Or was it last year?
Last year, the Mavericks got promoted. But the year before, genuinely, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe it was the Cowboys that the year before came up to the Premier Division, because I believe I was at some of those early games and they really had a great offense. So for me, unless they've lost some players, it's tough to see what's going on. The Cowboys had a great offense 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's the temperamental nature of the sport, you know. People coming in and out of the game, and big players retiring, and that's what happens. It really does swing up and down. The Mavericks currently on an upward trajectory, but that doesn't mean they'll be good forever, and it doesn't mean the Cowboys will be bad forever either.
No, that's it.
Yeah, unfortunately, at this level of sport, it's not as concrete. Other than, of course, Conor Keely's 5-year, €250 million contract, which is enforceable. So you can sleep easy, Mavericks fans. He's not going anywhere.
Well, and I'd like to ask you a question. Have you been watching any of the Rebels matches so far?
I haven't been watching any of the Rebels matches. Have you?
Well, so I think they're undefeated from what I've been seeing, which is a bit surprising to me. But I think that they've been, punching above their weight, to use a term you've already used here. But again, that would have been a great game to see the last 2 weeks ago, and one we'll see in the playoffs. I think they're 3-0 or 4-0 at this point. So.
Currently, the Rebels are 4-1. They have a loss, I think, against the Belfast Trojans.
Right side.
Okay.
Hey,
So
Ben,
the champs took them down. Okay.
he's coming out to you.
Yeah, I think that's their one loss. I'm not certain, but I believe it is. Yeah, it is.
Looking up to be a great playoff situation in Irish football this year.
Yeah, I've been saying on a couple of streams recently, but we don't have the NFL back with us, but we do have the AFI. And while the quality may be different, I know, hard to believe, but at least the entertainment value is there. It's the spirit of competition, really, isn't it?
It really is. And these guys putting it all on the line every weekend, every other weekend.
They're braver men than me, I'll tell you that much. They're braver men than me. That's why I'm the commentator.
Well, listen, I still see Big Dom 55, the craziest Canadian I've ever met. And I had the honor of coaching him in 2017 or 2018, right before COVID, with the Meath Bulldogs. And we got all the way to the championship game in D2, which doesn't exist anymore. But I love the fact that Irish football is growing and continuing. And you see the same players now who have really put in the time and put in the work, and it's all paying dividends. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's great to see it growing. Like, it's very much currently how I feel about it is it's very much like an underground world, and if you're in it, you're in it, and if you're not, you're not. It's very much something you kind of sign up for on a whim, and then it turns into one of the major things that you do. But it's a great thing to have. You know, it's such a great community, such an open and accepting community as well. It's a privilege to be a part of.
It truly is. And if I may add to that, after my 8 years of coaching in the AFI, it's not a Dallas or a Philadelphia hatred from the NFL, but there was this hatred between myself and UCD, and there was a tough competitiveness against that football club. There is that growing, like you said, competitiveness between the football teams, which only happens when the sport is getting better, the competition is getting better, and the players stick with one team. And I really love to see that.
Unfortunately, just to cut you off, we have got the VO camera on the ground right now. We're getting some lovely shots of the Mavericks on the sideline. But hopefully that'll be the VO camera fixed now for us for the rest of the game. Still slightly tilted off to the side here, but hopefully it should be a little bit better here.
There appears to be a better shot here.
Yeah, we've kind of got a Dutch tilt right now on the VO camera, but at least we can see the game. That's okay. Appreciate the work of the guys that are at the field. Speaking of being at the field as well, I did make a promise to the Mavericks that if we made the Shamrock Bowl, that I would go and commentate in person. So that's something that hopefully I'll be looking forward to, if of course they do make the big dance. I'm not sure what the date is for that, but I just kind of hope I'll be there for that big game. That'll be a really good opportunity, so we won't have to deal with the temperamental VO camera as much, hopefully.
And Ben, do we know the venue yet for the championship?
I don't know when it is or where it is, but I would like to be there.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
yeah. sort of the conclusion I'm jumping
The
to.
last 2 years have been in the middle of the country in a really nice venue. I was there for probably the last 3 years, I think, championship-wise.
I'll have a look and see if I can find out where it is, but I'm not sure. Someone in the chat might know, to be honest.
Can we try a little trivia while you're looking that up?
If you so choose, yeah, absolutely.
So, really quick one for the chat group. If number 2, Ty Henry, decides to pull himself from this game, who would be the Mavericks' backup quarterback? I'll throw that to the chat.
Ooh. Love that little bit of trivia as the Mavericks have a return here. O'Donovan cutting up the sideline. Making a lot of yards here for the Mavericks. The offense comes back out onto the field.
Defense in the corner, let's go.
Just a note on the playoffs last year. The Trojans beat the Rebels in one semi-final. UCD managed to beat the Cork Admirals in the other semi-final, and then the Trojans won 27-0 in the Shamrock Bowl. Shamrock Bowl 37, I think that is. So the Trojans managed to take that one. UCD, a storied team in the history of AFI football, having won the Premier Division several times. Currently in a playoff place as well, sitting at 2-3, but they're currently 4th in the division.
A bit of a down year, but I'm sure the coach will get that turned around. He's a hell of a competitor.
Absolutely. It's a powerhouse team. But a team that everyone wants to beat, you know? In order to be the best, you have to beat the best. We've got Ty in the backfield there alongside Rudy Juarez, a new signing for the Louth Mavericks. He's played a couple of games with them already. He's very, very talented in the backfield.
Love to see it.
I would also love to see it as well if the camera spun around. But right now, we're not getting much. I'm not quite sure what the video is looking at. Seems like that defense is having a lovely walk. I can hear the voice of one Joe Buchanan. It's the sultry tones of a wise man.
It'd be a good day to get some lads some playing time today. Just make sure you got depth at every position.
Absolutely, it's a great opportunity. Get a bit of PT and be ready to go. I think they're working on the VO camera. I think that's what's currently going on. They are zooming in on Joe, so that's lovely. Hello, Joe. And this camera might be heading back up. This looks a lot better. You can see number 9 there for the Mavericks as well. Jack Compton making his AFI debut for the season. He was out for the first 4 games, but he's back now. One of the mainstays on defense for this Mavericks team. Just another weapon in the arsenal. And that VO camera is so much better. Henry under center. The Cowboys jumping offside and the referees blow it up. This is a 4th down for the Mavericks, but the hard count works.
Must have been contact there. They would have let that go, and probably would have taken a shot downfield.
Yes, yeah, indeed they would have. But alas, it's going to be a 1st down, and the chains are going to move for the Mavericks. That was a 4th down for them as well. At least now we can actually keep track of the game. That's nice. Assuming same place as last year, Dewberry Park for the Shamrock Bowl, potentially. Let me have a look here. Do a little bit of research behind the scenes. Seems like it is in Athlone. Yeah, Henry's going to throw here. Down the right sideline, he's got it, man. It's going to be hauled in. The Mavericks getting their 5th touchdown of the game. It's going to be 38-0 to the Mavericks, as far as I'm aware. And the Mavericks have had a couple of blowouts this year, but this one takes the cake. Or currently is taking the cake. Yeah, I believe as well. We're still in the 1st quarter here. So, at this current rate, the Mavericks are going to score 152 points. And if
as commentators, we do the best we can to chat with you guys and have a good conversation.
Absolutely. I'm sure the Mavericks will start trying some things somewhere down the line. But that 2-point is going to be converted as well. It's going to be 40-0. This is quite the blowout here. But yeah, the Cowboys lost to the Cork Admirals in what was dubbed as the relegation bowl by one of the Admirals players. I'll say no more about it, but the Admirals had a comfortable win. The Cowboys needing more than a miracle to come back in this one, because this is quite the deficit.
Momentum is huge in football, but momentum is not going to be the only thing that brings this Cowboys team back today.
Absolutely, they're going to need divine intervention. I know Neil Maxwell is somewhere punching the air in disgust.
Now, listen, you mentioned it earlier, Ben, but the talent, dip when you lose a couple players on offense and one or two on defense. You see what happens, especially in the Premier Division. So when you're playing top competition, you need to have your best players on the pitch, and sometimes it's hard to have them all there at the same time.
Absolutely. You'll know this more than me, Mike, but when you get to top level sports, the more and more optimized your sport is, and the higher and higher level you play at, the finer and finer the margins are that decide victory and defeat. You can see it here in the Premier Division. You lose a couple players and all of a sudden it's a landslide.
It absolutely is. And again, in football, American football, it really is because every yard, every inch, you get to games like this where all you can do is just strap your helmet on and go out there. And the next play, as cliche as that is, you're playing for the next game. You're playing for the next down and for the guy next to you.
Speaking of which, I think the Mavericks go for an onside kick there, and it's recovered relatively comfortably without really a challenge from anyone there, and the offense is going to come back out onto the field for the Mavericks. This is relentless. This is ruthless, but I think they're trying to run up the points difference potentially. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, I believe. It is. It's going to be the end of the first quarter. But yeah, at this pace, the Mavericks are going to win 160-0. So we'll see about that. We'll see if that happens.
Defense!
Listen, Ben, we talked about this in the pregame, but the fact that we're coming off of a loss in a exhibition match to a very good football team, the Mavericks were ready to go today.
You can only imagine Ty Henry talking pre-game, talking about scoring as many points as possible, getting the loss out of their minds, building momentum, those kind of buzzwords that you hear bandied around, but they are important. They're buzzwords for a reason. It's because it's true.
If you're a kicker for the Mavericks, you really just sit on the bench and hang out. What, unless you're kicking off, because we score a lot of points.
Yes.
You're not doing too many extra points.
Yeah. yeah, you won't be sitting on the bench for long, but you also won't be on the field for long. You're kind of up and down. It's a lot of cardio running on and off the field.
That's it.
Henry takes a snap. It's going to be a pitch. Jet sweep to the right-hand side. Looking for space. Bouncing outside. Cutting up. Dodging tackles. Beautiful from Brandon Poulin. Escaping tackles. Still on his feet. And now hauled down. Surrounded by Craigavon Cowboys defenders. Remaining upright somehow. The Mavericks are going to get another first down here.
Second team of their run today. Always a good thing when you can get your second team guys some run in a real game. Lovely to see.
Absolutely. Especially heading into tough fixtures, you want to be firing on all cylinders from all fronts.
This is something that number 2, Ty Henry, will know this, but he won't be putting too much out there, if I'm honest, on film today. He'll know that other teams are going to be looking at this, the next 3 fixtures coming up, and he'll do as little as possible to let them know what's coming.
Absolutely. It's a fine balance. Giving confidence to your players and trying things out and developing your system while also playing the chess match that is American football.
Letting those big guys up front do their job. Hit the guy in front of you, and the back makes one cut and just pay dirt. Love to see it.
Absolutely. We have a man down here for the Cowboys. We have medical staff walking over to him, but he seems to be okay. He'll be tended to on the sidelines. And we're going to get back underway here. Mavericks looking to be relentless once again. A lot of laughing and joking going on the Mavericks sideline. Henry wasn't laughing earlier though. The Mavericks went 16-0 up. They had a defensive possession. One of the corners let a man slide on their fade, and Henry let a rip at him, hooked him out of the game. It's just about standards.
I've seen too many times before.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see it again. I'm absolutely sure we'll see it again. But you know, it's about maintaining standards in games like these. It's about maintaining professionalism.
What you talked about the leadership earlier. It doesn't matter what the score is. It's the next play, and the best leaders will remind you of the situation.
Absolutely, better every play. Henry standing off his O-line here. He's got Finn on his left shoulder, addressing his receivers and giving them tips. Implies that he's looking for a throw, which he is. He backs up. He's going to toss it left, looking for someone, finding it over the top of the defender. It's going to be caught and run in for another touchdown. Horrendous defense, to be honest. I'm sure the Cowboys won't mind me saying that. They would agree. But a simple catch for the Mavericks. It's going to be 46-0. I know I was joking earlier with 160 points, but we could certainly be looking at triple digits here.
The end of the first quarter, 46-0. Yeah, we might have to call the dogs off here. Did we get an answer earlier to my question? If Ty, for the first time ever, decides to take himself out of a football game, who would be the backup?
Do I know the answer?
No, I put it into the chat. Did we get any answers?
No, we have no answers. We have no answers so far. We'll leave it there, though. We'll leave it out in the chat. We'll see if the chat knows. We'll see if the chat knows.
There you go. Because number 4 was my quarterback for the Meat Bulldogs, and this is going back pre-COVID. One heck of a throw of the football. So we'll see.
Speaking of a throw of the football, it's going to be caught for a 2-point conversion. That was an excellent catch on the back shoulder there.
48, am I correct?
Bang on. Bang on. That's 6 touchdowns for the Mavericks. All converted 2-point touchdowns. 6 multiplied by 8. 48-0 to the Louth Mavericks. What quarter is it? The quarter is the second quarter. The second quarter has just started. We're about a minute or two into it. The Mavericks ending the first quarter.
Just so we're clear, Ben mentioned earlier that the Mavericks have one loss. It was an exhibition loss, just to be clear.
Yes, the Mavericks' one loss this season is an exhibition loss against a D3 American football team from the United States.
With one heck of a running back.
Yeah. Cowboys will get them in the return leg. Maybe so, maybe so. They do play again next week. So, we'll see back-to-back fixtures here for the Cowboys and the Mavericks. It's going to be very interesting. Backup QB could be number 88, Declan Mulvihill.
Okay. I think that's the name I've heard tossed around a little bit, so we'll see.
He is the tight end for the Mavericks. So we could see that. A couple of options it could be. I'll keep my mouth shut though. We'll see what happens. The Mavericks are going to kick off. Is it going to be a proper kickoff? I think it is. And it is. He's going to be caught and he's going to be swarmed by Mavericks players. But we're going to be able to see this Cowboys offense again. Joe Buchanan, first man on the field. Love to see it. Inspiring, to be honest.
We talked about it too much. It's literally the next play. Just get a first down, move the chains if you're a Cowboys player right now. Keep your head down, keep the football, keep the defense off the field. First things first. Let's go. First down.
Absolutely. It's not about the scoreline anymore. It's just about playing football.
That's it.
But this Mavericks defense is star-studded. Namely their edge rusher, Ben Aruligan. Absolute demon getting into that backfield. He's a hell of an athlete, and he's going to be charging at this defense as well. We have also got Declan Mulvihill on the other side of this edge. Both of them managed to swarm the running back, and there's no yards there for the Cowboys.
You mentioned it. 2 good rushers off the edge, giving the quarterback no time. Ben, a former Panther, coming over to the Mavericks. Like to give the audience those tidbits, all old players from different teams moving around in the AFI and just really finding their niche. And I think he's a hell of a defensive end, Ben.
Absolutely, I'd have to second that. It's going to be a throw here for the Cowboys, and it's way off.
No time to throw the football today. The Mavericks defense just hitting their ears out, coming after them.
Working together, corners locking down those receivers, and that D-line getting to the quarterback. Too much pressure, not enough space. It's a combination of things that make defenses work, and they win championships.
No matter what league you're in, the defense seems to always show up on championships. Seattle, Baltimore, whoever it is in the NFL, it translates. Defenses win championships.
Absolutely right. Speaking of which, we have a flag down here after a completed pass from the Cowboys. It would be a real kick in the teeth to see a penalty on the Cowboys here after a successful offensive possession.
Really just trying to limp into halftime and get out of here.
Of course, the sorry thing for them is they're going to have to do this all over again next week, which is a punishment enough, I think. Well, you never know. They might have a different team next week. Maybe they'll have a couple of players back.
There you go. We hope they do.
Just having a look on who this penalty's on. Calls of punt return from the Mavericks sideline. I think the Cowboys are going to be kicking here again. And it is. I think it's going to be a penalty on the Cowboys. Fourth down for them. Their punt unit is out. It's a sad thing to see.
Not what you wanted from a Cowboys perspective on the.
Absolutely. The snap's off and the punt is long. See if the Mavericks can return this. It's gonna roll back. No one touches. It's gonna be picked up by the Cowboys. Probably the Mavericks' worst field position so far this game. They run their own half. But let's see this offense at work.
Someone in the chat thinks the Cowboys will get them next week. We'd love to see that.
So would I. Nothing better than a bit of competitive American football. How's the 250 million man playing? He's playing like a 250 million man, I'll tell you that much. Special is an understatement. It's going to be a throw from Henry down the left sideline. He's actually got a man deep, and it's going to be caught. Yes, it is. Still on his feet, dancing around defenders and going into the end zone. Plenty of space around the outside. It's going to be a touchdown on the Mavericks' first offensive possession. It's 54-0. And I don't know where you would set the over/under, Mike, but I don't really.
At this point, again, I think now we're just getting into the bag. We're seeing what works, but again, it's tough to do right now with the depleted Cowboys team, which you mentioned, Ben. They don't have all their players, but at the end of the day, I think we knew this was going to be a game that the Mavericks could get right, and now we're just going to make sure that we're ready for the next fixture and not overlook anyone, including the Cowboys next week. So do what we need to do. Get some young guys some playing time. Get that taste of last week's loss out of your mouth and move forward.
Absolutely. Take advantage of the opportunity.
And let me just mention, last week's loss against a great D3 American football team, the Mavericks asked for that. The Mavericks wanted that. The AFI wanted that. Ty and the team put that together. So you know, they went out there and did it. I love to see that.
Let's go, boy!
Absolutely agree. That 2 points going to be converted as well. It's going to be 56-0 to the Mavs. I don't think I'm miscounting here. It's been a little bit difficult with stoppages and the VO camera being temperamental. But I think it's...
It was always tough when Ty Henry was the quarterback. Never actually kicking the extra point. Always going for two. Even on the sideline, it was tough to keep score.
Only tough because he converts it so frequently.
Listen, I'll have a chat with him tomorrow.
Yeah, it needs to go for more field goals. Although, like I said, they did go for one field goal so far this season in the last game, and it was blocked and run back by the other team for 2 points. So that's probably one of the main reasons why.
Never gonna happen again.
Nope, no, not this season anyway, unless they can find one hell of a kicker. That is very, very possible, though. Sorry, go ahead.
Halfway through the second quarter, Mavericks up big on the Cowboys.
Mavericks!
Just like game after last week's loss in the exhibition to the team from Ohio. And really a chance for the Mavericks to just see who else wants to play this year and get some young guys some playing time.
Absolutely. Punt is going to be returned, trying to go up the middle, ultimately swarmed. There's a flag down on the field, though.
Smart, boys, smart. Walk away!
Punt unit
And
comes
I
off the
won't
field.
dare talk about how lonely we get here in the summer in the U.S. when there's only baseball to watch. So it's really it's a good thing to have a little bit of AFI football to watch. Unless you're a baseball fan in the U.S., which I'm a fan of playing baseball, just not watching it so you can fall asleep.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been to one baseball game in my entire life. It was in Tokyo though, and it was very fun. They get down over there.
Cool. Listen, the Japanese love baseball. They've got, I think, one of the best players in the sport to this day, playing for the Dodgers. He's got 2 World Series championships to his name, and doing very well. I mean, it's a great sport when you're there, having a bit of crack. Absolutely right. Watching on television, unless you're in the playoffs, my God, have something else to do.
It is. I couldn't agree more. I don't want to use the word boring, but I'm going to use the word boring. For me, it is. And I will hold my hands up, and I will take whatever flag comes my way for that. That's okay with me.
American pastime. No matter what website you go to, the NFL comes up first and always will.
It's going to be a run by the Cowboys here. Another flag down. The referee throws the flag into the bunch, hitting off several players. not quite sure what he was going for there, but sure thing, ref. Got a man hobbling off the field here. It's going to be our number 8, Malik Abdul, one of the defensive ends. Another hell of an athlete.
To be on the defense here at the flag, so
One thing
the
that's
Cowboys, little momentum going.
Yeah, one thing that's been a sticking point for the Mavericks this year on defense has been penalties. That's where they've given up a lot of their scores, giving up easy first downs and yardage where they could have got away with not.
Mavericks, huddle!
Snap taken. It's going to be a deep ball thrown. It's going to be dropped by Eamon Ward. Should have been an interception.
He'll want that one back.
Yeah, he's going to be thinking about that one in bed tonight. That's a rough one. It'll keep him up.
So again, just for the Mavericks now, a time to get players some playing time and really get them used to being game speed, all the rest of it. So important for getting into the playoffs and being ready to play the Rebels. Of course, these better teams when we're coming down the stretch here. Really a good time to get these young guys playing time.
Absolutely. Let's see if they can execute here. Not on offense. Well, another defensive possession though for the Mavericks. Currently the situation would be that the Mavericks would play the Rebels in the playoffs. There are a couple of games for the Mavericks left though yet. So we probably will have the Mavericks and the Trojans competing for that number 1 seed, which if they do get, they'll be playing against one of the UL Vikings, UCD, or the Belfast Knights, it looks like, currently based on the table. All 3 of those teams are currently 2 and 3. So very, very tight for that last playoff spot. But whoever gets it is going to have a gauntlet to face, playing either the Trojans or the Mavericks, it looks like. And it will come down to that final game of the season, actually. If the Mavericks manage to win this week and next week, which you can imagine they're certainly favourites for, them and the Trojans would be 6-0, both of them, heading into that game. So whoever wins that would get the 1 seed and would get an easier game in the playoffs en route to the Shamrock Bowl.
I think at this point the Mavericks really don't. The schedule's going to play out, but they're going to play whoever's in front of them, and just give anyone a game. I think Kyle's ready to go with the offense, and Donovan's playing great football right now. It's fun to watch.
Absolutely, it's going to be a run to the right here for the Cowboys. Starting to make something happen here on offense, at least. That is going to be half-time, I believe. Yeah, it certainly is. It's going to be half-time at the moment. Louth Mavericks heading into the break with a 56-0 lead. And quite frankly, a comfortable situation heading into the second half. I'm sure this team talk will discuss a couple of things a little bit further. But as we head into halftime, another quick reminder for you guys. We have obviously the current game. Hold on, I'm pointing this way. The Cowboys currently going on. We play them again next week on June 7th in Pollock Park, followed by a home game against the Trojans, which will decide the 1 seed for the playoffs. So that is a huge match, which I'm really looking forward to commentating. Zito will be here with us as well, of course, to help break it all down. But yeah, it's going to be a really interesting couple of weeks for us here.
Looking forward to that Trojans game on June 13th at home. Hopefully we get some good weather for that one. Also, a great team and really different than what we saw last year. I think their running back is gone from last year, but still doing what they did last year, running the football, play action. They're playing good football. It's going to be a good matchup.
Absolutely. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. Again, a prelude for the Shamrock Bowl. And if that's a close game, then the big dance is going to be a huge one.
And I can only imagine, Ben, if any of the old Rebels that I coached for 4 years are listening to this broadcast. We haven't mentioned them really too often. So they're still in the mix. And I have to just mention that. Love some of the old Rebels. Good football being played over there. And just the tradition that they bring to it. A little bit of nasty football in there. Let's not count out the Rebels quite yet.
No, absolutely not. The Louth Mavericks yet to play the Dublin Rebels as well. That game was, I think it was suspended or something like that due to lack of facilities. But I'm sure that game will get played at some point. The final game of the league season is June 28th, which is the Vikings versus the Belfast Knights. So I'd imagine they'll try and fit in that game against the Rebels between their final match against the Trojans on the 13th and that June 28th fixture between the Vikings and the Knights.
Wouldn't mind if AFI could figure that out so I could talk to Aer Lingus and grab a couple flights.
That would be a good game to catch, to be honest. Come over for that and then stay for the playoffs. Get the whole lot going on.
I'm in. See if the AFI wants to pony up for that. Let me know.
Chat, do your thing. Contact the AFI. Let's get it going. We get you first class seats out here.
I would definitely be in for that, no doubt about it, and especially if it's allowed. Too many games in Dublin that we played.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a couple of Dublin teams in the top division. We've got UCD and we've got the Dublin Rebels. And obviously the Louth Mavericks not far from Dublin either. But we have a good spread of different areas of the country covered off in this Premier Division. So it's all-encompassing.
So Ben, let me just mention very quickly, we've got Stephen Black here in the chat. And he said the AFI awarded that game to the Rebels as a 30-0 win. Oh,
okay. It doesn't say that on the division table. Currently, the Mavericks are 4-0 with 8 points, and it doesn't say that the Rebels have that game. Also, that game was it was like suspended by the league as well. The Mavericks didn't forfeit that game. They were prepared to play, so I don't think the Mavericks should lose points for that because it's not their fault. I'm not sure what the situation is with that. It's certainly not updated on the league table, and it doesn't say on the website that game is a 30-0 game win for the Dublin Rebels. It just has down that there's no score whatsoever. So I'm imagining the game will get replayed, but in the case that it is a forfeited match for the Dublin Rebels, the Louth Mavericks will have the 2 seed to compete with the Dublin Rebels for. But either way, if the Mavericks finish second or third, they'll be playing the Rebels in the playoffs. If that forfeit is the case, not sure it is, but we'll see about it anyway. It was forfeited to the Rebels again. Someone else saying it there.
The pot a little bit more here, Ben. Obviously, coaching the Rebels for 4 years. I've been with Ty for almost 5 or 6 years. That will be a payback game in the first round of the playoffs, and I can only imagine what that score is going to end up being.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, the Mavericks will be firing on all cylinders. Again, though, keeping a couple of cards close to their chest for that Shamrock Bowl match, but they won't want to. They want to put as many points up as physically possible. Connor Keelan looking like a stud out there. I couldn't have said it better myself. The greatest footballer I've ever seen in my life.
I try to keep politics always out of commentating. We're here to be neutral and to just love the game of football. But I think the AFI sometimes, I'm not sure what happened, and Ben, you've already mentioned that. But to give the Rebels a 30-0 win, obviously they penalized the Mavericks for something. I don't know what it was for. It was a forfeited game. We understand that. I can only imagine the fire going on in the belly of number 2 for the Louth Mavericks.
If that's the case, he will not be happy about it. Not be happy about it whatsoever. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, Dara McDonald giving a wave to the camera. Hello, Dara.
And thank you, Stephen, and someone else in the chat for giving us that information. We appreciate that. I can tell you, I will have a chat with number 2 tomorrow, and I will get all this straight for next week's commentary.
Yeah, we'll figure out what's going on with it, but that's very odd. Not quite sure what that's all about, but it's okay. We'll get it all ironed out for next week's podcast, and we'll see what's going on. Be a shame if it was forfeited, though.
AFI, and Ben, you will know, we've got a fellow that I used to coach years ago for the Panthers, Jimmy, who's now doing, I think, sideline commentary as well.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of good work, I think, for the league and just in the NFL in general. But someone I coached years and years and years ago, I think he's doing some good work. So I hope you guys can check his podcast out, check a lot of his articles, and really just doing a lot of good for the league. So check him out.
Yeah, shout out Jimmy as well. Hell of a flag football player too. Best blitzer I've ever seen in my life. It looks like we're lining up here for the second half as well. Let me get the audio back on. There we go. Oh, and the camera's lost connection. Beautiful timing. We'll get it back up though shortly. Just a little bit of patience. It should be all good. And we are back up and running here. VO camera focusing on the referees, who seem to all be walking together to the left. Not quite sure what that's about. Wonder if there's a peaceful protest going on or something. I'm not sure.
Must be a substandard home venue. Only joking, folks. Only joking. I'm just doing that in the chat.
Yeah, we got to pick it up. We got to build an American football stadium in Ireland, and it has to happen now. Don't shoot the messenger.
Listen, as long as it's 120 yards, and people are going to say 120 yards, what's he talking about? The end zones are 10 yards each. So you got a 100-yard field, end zones are 10 yards, 120 yards total.
Absolutely. Bit of ball knowledge for you there, folks. You don't normally get that when I'm on the broadcast, but now we got a professional involved.
Listen, if we only could learn from the rugby players who actually tackle properly, the American sport would be a little bit better.
That's true. I was thinking about that, actually, the way that American football players tackle. I suppose the aggression comes from trying to hit the ball out and trying to lay down the thud, but the technique is particularly flippant. I actually noticed it particularly in the, I don't know if you remember the last NFL season, but it was the Bears, and it was their tight end Colson Loveland got a touchdown against the Bengals to win it, and some of those missed tackles by that Bengals defense were horrific. Yeah. Like, if they knew proper tackling technique, like, they'd have hauled them down 3 times.
The Bengals defense has been terrible for generations.
That's true. That's also true. Still no signal here on the camera. I'm gonna cut to the halftime screen and try and refresh it here. Hello, everyone.
The Cowboys have. It appears they've quit the second half.
Oh, does it? Have they conceded?
That's what I'm hearing this on the chat, and it appears the game is over.
Wow. Okay. The Cowboys have conceded the game, and it's 56-0 to end the match. Okay, fair enough. Just get confirmation of that from the sideline, but that's crazy.
No, and listen, lads, this is one of those things that happens in competitive sports. You've got one team that's hitting on all cylinders after a big loss, and one team that's down some players. So I think this might have been the right call today.
Yeah, I'd have to agree as well. Yeah, just getting confirmation of that. The game is over at halftime. The Cowboys have decided to forfeit the match. It's going to be a 56-0 win for the Louth Mavericks. So thank you for coming out today for this extra short stream. Only lasted about an hour or so. But it's been a pleasure commentating for you guys. Thank you to Mike as well for coming out all the way from Chicago, hopping on the call and getting things going for you guys. It's been a pleasure as always. Mike, any last words?
No. Thanks for having me, Ben. Really a privilege to be a part of this entire league, as small as it is. Again, the Mavericks hitting on all cylinders today, really playing some good football. You're up against a team that's not playing well, down some players. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. We'll see you all next week for a rematch against the Cowboys. I'm sure a stronger Cowboys team as well. We'll see you all there. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.